Hi everybody, this is Bonnie Barker with Bonnie Babe Crochet, and I have something a little different today. I'm going to read you some more translation oopsies, or the dark side of closed captions. And I think by reading these, you'll understand why we have opted not to simply just turn on the switch of the automatic translator, which is run by an algorithm on many sites. We have decided to go ahead and edit what the algorithm comes up with because it can be a little more creative than I would prefer, and we want to err on the side of being clear if we can, and certainly don't want some of these translation oopsies to be translated into multiple languages and going out throughout the world. We want to be able to bless and to not really confuse everybody. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Today I want to show you how to make this easy beginner's stick cowl. C-O-W, not C-O-W-L. Okay, I haven't made any cows to date. Cowls, yes, but not cows. Okay, here's another. This yarn doesn't have a number, but I'm estimating it is a worst hit or a heavier worst in weight. I'm going to be adding the R and B bejeweled. I have no idea what that was referring to. This yarn is going to have some additional built in. Okay, after crushing 120 chains, we are going to join to the first chain to make a giant loop. From the script to 1, 2, and then working in the next chain. And let's just continue on September 2, 1, 2, and in the next train, and make sure that you get that little strand as well. Wow, is that confusing? And then we're going to join with the split stitch. That's a new one. We are going to continue with the wobble stitch. That's actually a great name for a stitch, but it doesn't exist in my repertoire just yet. And down here into this ditch, and then I'm going to run it under. Sounds more like plumbing than crochet. These two hands have approximately 42 yards of sock wheat. Okay, I'm not sure I would want to make bread with sock wheat. If you use the sock wet yarn, okay, I don't use sock wet yarn. Okay, here's another. Return train for this is row number 3. That brings us to our chain 2 in the center of the shuttle. All right, double crochet for that quarter there. Well, wouldn't that be great if we got a quarter for every double crochet we did? Whew, we'd have some money there. We're going to work rotate. 3 double crochets worked in the training chain. Then 4 rotten. Go ahead. Okay, at the end of return, I'm going to go ahead and switch. All right, let's look at some more. Then I'm going to go ahead and knock them together. Boom. Travel in the next stitch and stitch. Sew 2 stitches there with the treble working behind those 2 stitches. Boy, if people are reading and depending upon these kinds of closed captions, they are going to be in trouble. We're just alternating, you know, whether we work them in back of the previous ditches or in front. Travel crochet in those next 2 stitches. Well, I don't know that there's a specific stitch called travel crochet, but I definitely take crochet when I travel. All right, I'm going to work behind big treble crochet. Treble crochet in the next week. Okay, so when you make the shadow boxes, make sure that the RV goes up and then down. The RV. Now we're into camping. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 degrees on this side. Now that is a smart crocheter. You will be forming these big axes. Okay. I, to date, have not crocheted with axes, and I really don't intend to get into that. We're going to be using these to mark our chain 2 corners once we get to the little front bridge. We've come to where the chain 2 had our last stitch side by side. Okay, as you begin round number 5, you'll be working in this ditch. Obviously, the algorithm has a hard time with the word stitch, but I do have good news that as I've worked with this translator service more recently, we have had very few ditches for the word stitches. So that is an improvement. And the good thing is that this is an algorithm that is learning. It is learning how to crochet. So maybe by the end of this year, it's going to be an expert crocheter just like you. All right. If you want to look for the specific stitches row by row or around, you can check the written powder for that information. Okay, go ahead and make a drawing with a slip stitch. That would be interesting. Finish this and I will show you the join at the end of this round. And of course, you have those 4 chained to quarters as well. It's a little tricky because of the joint, but we can't make sure we don't omit that stitch. Yeah, we barred certain stitches from that joint. We're going to try, oh, I can't even say this one, but it has to do with biology, so we're going to skip that one. So what's going to happen with these hurricanes? They're going to go down and then up, down, and then up as you work across. Well, that must be the late summer, early fall, because I don't really like working with hurricanes. But anyway, those were the standalone statues that are not part of the honeycomb. Okay, now I'm crocheting statues. And I will show you the joy at the other end. Okay, and now we're going to begin the table stitch. Again, a new stitch. Maybe I should make up a table stitch. Okay, so go ahead and work this rope. I'm going to work the chain 2 corner with a single person. Oh, that does not sound like a good idea. I've only used yarn. I do not crochet people, I promise. I've gone ahead and I've joined with this lip stitch to the first stitch of the round. Oh my goodness, that sounds painful. After we've joined with this lipstick to the first single crochet of the round, we're going to slip stitch your way to the corner. Okay, I don't recommend crocheting with lipstick. Yeah, I can get a little messy a little too soon. Okay, I'm going to chain 1, go ahead and make my quarter. I think that's illegal in the US. You're not allowed to make money. But anyway, give it a nice train and then skip the next ditch. Here we go with ditches again. Pull up a loop and pull that on through the first pitch. We're going to work 7 of those terrible crochets. Oh my. If they're terrible crochets, we need to rip those out, guys. After working those 3 proposed trebles, and now we have Attorney Jane. Attorney Jane. Okay. I promise no attorneys involved here, or at least not in a legal sense. No, we're going to turn Jean to turn. And this row ends with the back post double crochet worked over that last postage. Guys, I am not making this up. This is what the algorithm gives me sometime. So right now we have the dowel up and then down up. So now we're talking business investments. The dowel is up. Hi everybody. This is Bonnie Parker with Bonnie Big Crochet. And we are going to work a stitch called the low front bridge. Pull up Baloo, and when you get to the end, I will show you the joint. Okay, we're not going to show you the joint, but anyway, I hope you had as much fun listening as I did reading these. These are so ridiculous, but again, it is our pleasure to serve you guys, to add these closed captions to the videos, and as long as I keep getting crazy algorithm responses on the closed captions, I'm going to keep bringing this to you. I hope you had fun. God bless. Bye-bye.